Hello everyone and welcome to Cardboard Conquest. Today we are going to go through Heat, Pedal to the Metal. It is a racing game for 1 to 6 players where you have to manage your speed and heat. Now today we're just going to go through the base game, and all the advanced stuff and championships will be covered in another video, so please subscribe to the channel. Now to start off with, we're going to have a look at what's in the box. In the box there are 6 player mats which are colour coded to the cars and the gear sticks, and each player gets 12 basic cards which you can identify by this symbol, and 3 upgrade cards which do not have the symbol on them. Excuse me. There are also 37 stress cards and 48 heat cards. Now, and also you get 2 double-sided mats which are the racetracks. You get USA, France, Great Britain and Italy. Now looking at the board, it shows you corners per lap, spaces per lap, how many laps in the race, how many heat and stress cards you need, the speed limit at each corner, and it tells you along the inside how many spaces away from that corner you are. Now this is the Legends line, these are tenths, and this is the weather system, which will be covered in the advanced video. Now to set up, we will choose our racetrack. We're just going to show on the USA map. And then each player chooses their colour, and they get the mat, the car, the gear stick, and the cards that match that colour. Now, we would look on the board to see how many stress cards and heat cards we need. And then we will shuffle the coloured cards and the stress cards and put them face down in the left spot of the player card. Then the heat cards go face up in the middle. The right box is your discard pile. And everyone's gear stick starts in first gear. You then draw 7 cards from your deck. Now it says to randomly place the cards to determine round order, but personally we like to roll a die to see who goes first. There are 9 steps in each turn, but only 4 must always be played. They are adjust gear, play cards, reveal and move, and draw back to 7 cards. Steps 4 to 8 are optional. These are adrenaline, react, slipstream, check corner, and discard. Now everybody has to shift gears, as this determines how many cards you can play. Shifting 1 gear is free, but if you shift 2 gears, you have to pay a heat. You cannot shift more than 2 gears. We then place our cards down in front of us, depending on what gear we are in. So if we are in 3rd gear, we would put 3 cards down. These 2 parts, shifting gear and playing cards, have to be done at the same time. Everybody must do them at the same time. In turn, we will reveal our cards and move the amount of spaces the sum of your cards are. 9 spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, when you are moving, you can pass through other cars, but if you were to finish where another car is, if it is blocked off like this, and there is no space for you, you must go in the space behind. Now, if a stress card is played, this represents the driver has a lapse in concentration, and the player must reveal the top of their deck until they draw a basic card with this symbol on that must be played. Now, if you are the last card to move in the round, you can use adrenaline, and you can add 1 point to your speed value and have 1 extra cooldown. You can then react. In the core game, you can boost and cool down. To boost, you may spend 1 heat to gain another speed card with the basic symbol on. This is added on your overall speed, so be careful near the corner. Cooling down is important as you can get rid of the heat in your hand and it will go back in the engine, which then means you can do more boosts or things like that. The number in the cooldown symbol shows how many heat cards can be removed. First gear cooldown is 3, second gear cooldown is 1. If at this point your car is next to or behind a car, you can then slipstream past that car, meaning you can move 2 extra spaces, but this does not affect your overall speed value. Now, if you go around a corner, you then check the corner speed. If your total speed value is the same or lower than the corner limit, nothing happens. If it is higher, you have to pay heat equal to the difference. So for example, if we went round this corner for speed of 9, we would have to pay 2 heat into our discard pile, as the corner limit is 7. Now, if you don't have enough heat to pay, you spin out, and your car has to go back to the first available space behind the corner line. You take 1 extra stress card if you are in first gear or second gear, but you must take 2 extra if you are in third or fourth gear. You also must put your gear stick back to first gear. Now, before you replenish your hand, you can discard cards that you don't want for your next round, but you cannot discard heat cards and stress cards. And now we can draw our hand back up to 7 for the next round. When you run out of cards, you must shuffle your discard deck and place it back onto your draw pile. If you get a hand where you have too much heat and not enough playable cards, you have to play what you have and make the rest up with heat cards. Now, when you do this, you do not move and you must put your gear stick back down to first. And all the played cards go into your discard pile. This includes the heat cards. Now, to win, you have to be the first person to cross the finish line, but you cannot cross the finish line by slipstreaming. You must cross it with your speed cards. Now, we have played Heat quite a few times and we really enjoy it. It is one of my favourite games, even though I am absolutely terrible at it, which you'll find out in our playthrough videos, I'm sure. Now, and we will definitely be getting the expansions eventually for this. It is recommended for 10 years old, but our 6-year-old really enjoys it. And they have fun racing around the track. And our 3-year-old has also enjoyed helping us move the cars and count the spaces. So if your child can add and can sit there for about an hour, this would be a fun game for them. And I hope this video helps you decide whether you think this would be a fun game for you as well. And I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.